At the end of the 50s, in the United States, an athletics professor named Bill Bowerman worked at the University of Oregon. He was committed to improving the performance of his students, so he started a lot of studies and research in this regard. Detecting that the critical point in their students was a product of the footwear they used for sports activities. This reasoned to improve sports shoes to provide greater comfort in activities. Professor Bill joins in thought with a very outstanding former student in athletics and student of economics. Both shared the same passion to lend adequate implements to improve the performance of athletes. This student's name was Phil Knight. Grow.
Investing.
After having carried out several tests on different prototypes of footwear, they came to design an optimal model for the conditions of the time. This new footwear exponentially improved comfort for athletes. Phil Knight, being a very good athlete and economist, was very committed to the project, devising to make prototype footwear mainly in Asian countries. But did not get any response from the companies to carry out the project. These companies were dedicated to making in large quantities and not in a few pairs of shoes. It was at this point that Phil Knight was forced to resort to other resources to get the business right. Lying to a Japanese production company called Onitsuka, which currently manufactures for the Asics brand. Insinuating to them that he had a millionaire contract to find an Asian manufacturer, who would attend the production of feelings of thousands of pairs of sports shoes. I was in charge of requesting some feelings from peers as high-quality samples. This power of Persufi worked, giving them the possibility in 1964 to order the first 300 pairs of sports shoes, which were sold in their first store, which was literally a car. With the arrival of these shoes received excellent acceptance by athletes. In 1964, in its first year in business, BRS sold 1,300 pairs of running shoes, earning a total of $8,000 for the time. But both were faced with an obstacle, which was the time they had to devote to the high demands of footwear. Likewise, they could not maintain for long the lie that they could supply a large production of footwear. Despite these adversities, they managed to get a bank loan that helped them solve their needs a little. By 1965, Knight meets another passionate about athletics, named Jeff Johnson, which takes over the company to help the two partners. In 1966, LBRS opened its first store located at 3456 Boulevard in Santa Monica, California. In 1967, due to rapid sales growth, BRS expanded its East Coast retail operations and distribution in Wellesley, Massachusetts. But another difficulty looms, which was derived from the non-payment of payments to the manufacturing company Onitsuka. they stop supplying Nike shoes. Johnson anticipates this eventuality, and begins to create catalogs and advertisements for Nike footwear, where he becomes the star seller of the company. Implemented a mail order system for retail sales. I also play the role of keeping track of the company's merchandise. In 1976, the company hired Seattle-based John Brown and Partners as its first advertising agency. Wheaton and Kennedy remains the main advertising agency of Nike, who coined the now famous slogan "Just Do It." At the beginning of the 80s, the first footwear designed for the NBA is designed. Created for the sporting promise Michael Jordan, who would become the most recognized basketball player in the world. This great achievement pushed Nike towards the horizons of a brand of sports implements. In the mid-80s, the company goes through a crisis with its competitor Reebok. This would be overcome thanks to the hiring in 1985 of the rookie basketball sensation named Michael Jordan. They also venture into different sports, such as football. The brand learned to boost its image through sport, and the most emblematic figures of each discipline. Nike has more than 500 distribution centers worldwide, and offices in 45 countries outside the United States. Most factories are located in Asia, including Indonesia, China, Taiwan, India, Thailand, Vietnam, Pakistan, Philippines, Malaysia, and the Republic of Korea. Today Nike is a company that sells more than $44 billion a year. Having a worldwide presence as one of the most emblematic sports brands. Remember that this empire was born of the passion for athletics, of two ordinary people who had a millionaire vision. If you like stories like Nike's, we invite you to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for joining us in this learning. Grow.
Investing.